You know, some people age like a fine wine, and some people age like a can of special brew left on a hot windowsill. Whichever one you are, get ready to talk about those pesky little emotions of yours, because it's time for another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings. Please welcome your host, Sam Lake. It was me the whole time. Welcome to another episode of I've Had a Rosé, Let's Talk About Feelings. We're going with it. It's the show where me and a wonderful guest have a drink of their choice and talk about a topic that they're passionate about and see how it connects to their feelings. Today, oh, wait. And thank you to all of our lovely Patreons for supporting the pod. If you'd like to become a Patreon. Big
thanks.
Yeah, thank you. And you can, if you want to become one, you can subscribe below.
You subscribe below.
It's £3 a month.
It's £3. What's that? That's less than a latte a month.
It is, depending on
how
when
many
you
lattes are you having in a month?
Two.
Yeah.
So, today's guest. No, it's all how
usable.
it should be. Today's guest is Stuart Laws.
All right, how we doing?
You what?
All right.
Be lucky.
Yeah. Right, so what, we talking about geezer stuff today?
You talk about ludicrous display.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's the only thing I know.
What did you say? I didn't even hear
That
it.
ludicrous display.
Oh, from the football.
Yeah.
From the football, yeah.
From the football.
The football, the
You like
soccer
it?
as I call it. I like the football.
You like the beautiful game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The beautiful game. I love the beautiful game.
I look at it and I go, it's so beautiful.
Stunning.
It's gorgeous.
In a word, stunning.
Perfect.
I do like
Yeah.
it, and I am sad about that.
How come? Oh, do you
Because-
think it's
No, because it's
toxic?
well, I mean, it obviously is deeply toxic.
Yeah.
but it's also ruined my life. I care about it more than so many other things, and I know that it's just dumb.
Can you think of something right now that you care about more than football?
No,
Oh, all right.
put on the spot like that. No,
Okay.
you're supposed to say family, aren't you?
I guess.
But if my family put me through what Tottenham Hotspurs put me through,
Oh,
I would have excommunicated them.
Tottenham Hotspurs neglectful?
Yeah, they leave me in Tesco and drive home. Emotionally speaking. Yeah. What's your? I've watched football at yours. I watched the beautiful game at yours.
What?
Yeah. At the Fringe.
At mine?
Yeah. I came over. Chloe Petts was there, and we watched England destroy Australia in the Women's World Cup.
Yes. This is
With an
slightly
Australian,
making
we watched with an Australian as
Yes,
well.
you
and
would
we
have.
kept singing 3 lines. At
Yes, because she's partial to an Australian. Yeah.
them. No comment.
No comment.
Your Honour.
Yes, I wasn't there.
You crucially weren't there.
No, crucially wasn't there.
Yeah.
Because I would have had too many questions.
What's
Why
your-
is the ball going that way now? Yeah.
45 minutes in, they've switched. Why have they switched?
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Confusing.
What?
Does everyone else in the stadium just swap places?
Yeah, you have to. You just have two
Yeah.
seats, one each half.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's glorious, but it's confusing.
What did you think of my home?
It's so beautiful. It's so nice.
Thank you. I had nothing to do with it.
In which case, time to destroy what I thought of the decor. No, it was really nice.
It was all
actually.
my husband.
Yeah.
Have
I met your husband.
I don't know.
I don't know actually.
Was he at home whilst you were watching the football?
Don't think so.
Okay.
I think you know what it's like with Petsy. While
Yeah.
the boys are away,
Yeah.
they
She'll
get me
invite more
over.
boys to
Yeah.
replace them. Let's have a little watch of the sport.
Yeah, it was nice. It was very
Yeah.
early, and they were like, "Oh, I'm really hung over.
Yes.
So can you come over?" here?"
Yes. We watched a lot of the Olympics last year.
That's nice.
I can get into the Olympics.
Can you? What event are you getting in?
Fencing, épée.
Oh, touche. Okay, that works. Remember when
does.
everyone kept
Yeah.
saying that? What was that? 15 years ago?
What, touche?
Yeah.
I think people in France still say it.
No.
No?
They're extremely touchy about it. And that's a little gag for the old bilinguals out there.
Oh, the bilinguals.
Yeah. What is it called
Bilingual.
when you're like, you're interested in languages? What's
A polyglot.
Yeah, polyglot.
Yes,
And I'm a monoglot. Is that right?
because you only are interested in one language, the true language,
Queen's English.
Queen's English. Won't even recognise the king, it's still the Queen's English.
It's Queen's English till the day
Yeah.
I die.
Polyglot sounds not nice.
No, it sounds like a
It
thing.
puts me off wanting to learn more languages.
Yeah, you've gone out, you've had a big night, you've been hive till 5, you've taken a few things, and then
Yeah.
you're like, should we round this out with a polyglot?
Oh,
Yeah.
I was thinking you go to the doctor and the doctor says, we've looked at your tests and your polyglot levels are very high.
Because of the amount of polyglotting you've
Polyglotting.
done. Polyglotting at hive till 5.
There's someone who's got the name Polyglot
Oof.
from the Glot family. And they thought, oh, Polly's a lovely name.
Yeah, send in your questions. If you're a member of the Glot family, let us know. What's it like for you? Why did you name your daughters Polly a mono?
But they invented that type of stop, didn't they? A glottal stop.
Oh my word.
Right?
This is like smart podcasting.
We could write the jokes they put in Christmas crackers.
We could, or, hear me out,
Right?
QI.
We've taken a jump.
We've jumped from, imagine, is that the career path for anyone? Christmas cracker jokes, QI,
Yeah.
straight away. How'd you get into this?
Sandy Toksvig was famously handwriting jokes on the back of a penguin.
When newer comics are asking, like, how'd you get into writing more? I go, oh, it's very simple. Penguin rapper
Yeah.
jokes,
Yeah.
Christmas cracker jokes,
Yeah.
QI.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
you would get a joke on the inside of one of those lollies. And you'd have to
on the stick.
suck to the stick to be able to read the joke.
Yeah, so do message in, Glot family. If you suck to the stick, let us know.
I'm liking the sort of this morning energy you're bringing. You'd be like,
Thank
hey,
you.
write in, call now, we'll pay your taxes, or whatever it was.
Are we offering to pay people's taxes?
No, but on this morning they did that thing where they offered to pay somebody's like household bills for 6 months or something.
I tell you what, I will
Quite
pay
bleak.
someone's phone bill for a week.
Really?
Yeah. So if you can rack up some charges in that week, you're calling America every day.
But
Or get on
why?
the sex chat lines.
We're not
that week.
making you do this.
I'm just saying, if you're out there and you want me to pay one of you, I'll pay your phone bill for the week.
Polly, Glot, if you're listening and you want to come, then Stuart will operate a sex line for you.
Yeah. When does the format of this start?
Whenever we feel like, really.
Because I feel like I'm edging
Edging.
the format here, where I'm just like, I'm enjoying the riffing, but then I'm also like, I don't want to go in too hard on the riffing.
Yeah, but
in
no,
case
but-
suddenly the format
hey.
begins.
Life is a riff.
Yeah.
Don't take it too seriously.
What's the hardest you've ever riffed, and what's the biggest you've ever missed with a riff?
With a riff, on this show?
No, in real life. Like, did you, like, at your wedding do like a riff that didn't land in any way or anything like that?
No, I went through with the ceremony and and we're still quite happily married.
You yes-anded each other.
We didn't have speeches because we got married during COVID. So we were literally like, do the wedding, then over the road.
Do you feel sad about that, or do you feel good about that?
Fine. I think we'll do like a party for our 5th anniversary.
That's nice.
Like a big,
Yeah.
because I want to buy a cake. I never got to buy a cake.
I was always of the mind of like, I'm not really into the idea of getting married, but I'm into the idea of doing like a 10-year party where you get everyone by and be like, we've been together for 10 years.
Regardless if you're married or not. Just
Yeah.
10-year
Here you go.
cohabiting party or just...
Since first anal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That is when I would cohabit with somebody. Cohabit them. In my
Is that what you
bottom.
call it? Let's go back to mine and cohabitate. Have you ever had a vaginal? Is that okay to ask? Is that the thing that you shouldn't ask?
I'm fine answering it.
Yeah. Am I allowed to, or is that... Am I?
But we
have I
know each
done
other.
it?
It's not like you're asking a stranger on the street.
No, I'm not going to ask a stranger.
You're not like going up and like vox popping people and saying like, have you ever had vaginal sex?
Well, not yet.
No.
No, because those on the street interviews are very popular.
They do well.
But also, like, is that a homophobic thing to ask? Have I done a homophobic thing?
I think you'd be right to assume I've done less of it.
Yes.
The answer to your question is no.
Congrats. It's so icky.
I touched one once.
Really?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
I love what they've done with the past. I don't love. Here's the thing. I don't love gay men when
End
they
of story.
talk. I don't love gay men. Period. I don't love gay men when they talk about women like having sex with a woman as if it would be like really, really, really gross.
Yeah.
Like.
In the same way that
'Cause
it's
it's-
like the other way around, like a straight man being like, "Oh, that would be so." That's the grossest thing I can think of is to get with a man. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I just think, it's probably not like a lot of men will be like, ew, vagina.
Yeah.
I'd be like, with a vagina.
Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Is there anything else on the menu?
I wanted the lamb Wellington, but if you've run out of that, I will have vaginal sex. Anyway, welcome to the show.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Should we talk about your beverage of choice?
Yes, Crémant.
Hey, you bitch, join the Patreon. Do it. It's great. And you get bonus episodes with all the guests, and you get an exclusive original series. You get discounts off things. I send you a personal message to say thank you.
And
I
it's
do. I've done that for
unreasonable.
everybody.
It's
And it's unreasonable. It's explicit. But not in the way you think.
No.
I have various political opinions. It's lovely. It'll be on it. It'll be on it.
I'm a fan, and you can take that to the bank.
Any bank.
Any bank accepts it.
Any bank. Because I think there are ads on the podcast and one of them might be a bank.
Yeah, apart from Metrobank. Metrobank will not accept it.
Will they not?
No.
Why?
I've tried.
Why?
I think there's a vibe in there that is like, are you a bro? It's a very bro bank.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can take that to the bro bank.
Bro bank. There's a sperm bank.
It's a because
Yeah.
actually, I've been trying to deposit sperm at Metrobank, and that's why they don't want.
Now
me
no
there.
one else can use the ATM. Because the slot's too sticky. Anyway, join the Patreon. Crémant.
Or do you have to announce it?
Crémant. Well, I feel like we both said it.
Yeah, Crémant.
Crémant.
It's the thinking drinkers prosecco.
It's the thinking man's Prosecco.
Yeah.
So, growing up, Carver was a thing.
Yes.
Everyone loved a drop of Carver. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, do you only have Carver? Do you not have any Prosecco?
Yes.
And then Prosecco was the thing. And you were saying before the record, now it's Crémant.
Now it's Crémant. So
Crémant.
I received that intel about 6 months ago. I don't
Right.
know. I think that's, out there on the streets, this is the cool thing to be drinking. If you
On
haven't
the
got the budget for champagne.
Okay.
But also, have you had champagne?
I have had champagne.
It's so much better, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
Every time I have it, I'm like, oh, that's why it's more expensive.
When we got married, don't know if I've mentioned that I did get married, we got gifted 3 bottles of Verve Clicquot, or however you pronounce it. I never know how to pronounce the,
Verve Clicquot.
Clicquot?
I'd say Clicquot? Clicquot.
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 Un Verve Clicquot.
Avez-vous une vaginal sexe?
Clicquot. Clicquot. Yeah, that's what with the football lads. Clicquot.
Clicquot. He's a midfielder. That's the thing on a football team, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So how did you came across this 6 months ago, Crémant?
Yeah, and then I'll always have a bottle of prosecco at least in the fridge.
Right.
I love that of an evening.
You love a fizz.
I love a fizz.
Great.
I'm not a
Okay.
wine drinker. I'm not a beer drinker.
Okay.
But I'll take a bit of fizz.
Take a fizz. Yeah.
Now I've started adding every few months going, we'll get a Crémant in.
A Crémant.
We'll have that.
Is it like for every 10 Proseccos,
Correct.
you'll upgrade one to a Crémant?
Every time I do anal, it's a Crémant.
Is that how the drink was invented?
What's the full name of Crémant? It's got like a very fancy extension to it.
Depends where you get it from, I think.
Sure, from the Crémant region.
Is there a Crémant region?
You don't know.
Okay.
I said a thing there.
Well, is there a Prosecco region?
I don't know.
Okay.
I said a thing there and now I don't know. Now I'm out of my depth.
We've got people fact checking.
Fact check, fact check, fact check.
checking. Oh my god.
I think champagne can only be champagne if it's from a specific. Champagne is only champagne if it's from a specific region.
The Champagne region.
But it's also got different like sulfates in it.
Oh, sulfates.
Several Crémant regions in France.
Wow.
Oh.
I thought something to do with climate change is that the area where the grapes for champagne grow is to do with climate. And then it's because of climate change that area has moved north and eventually it'll get to the UK.
Really?
Yeah.
And we'll become the home of champagne.
We'll become the home of champagne, but we'll call it
Inverness.
Get a little couple of glasses bubbly. Yeah. Little verve Inverness, please.
I'll have an Invy, please.
Me and the lads going out for a little invy.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Climate change, eh?
It is making things better. I'm pro climate change.
Right. In a way, I think we all are.
The whole podcast is, right?
Yes. Big shout out to today's sponsors, Shell and
Gazprom.
BP.
Did you have a prom at school?
We did, yes.
How was it?
Awkward.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, because we were all 16.
Yeah.
And the only person who could have a drink was the 18-year-old who'd been held back 2 years.
a real dumbass getting hammered in front of.
Finally learnt my quadratic equations.
Immediately all the knowledge goes out of his head.
Wait, why are you asking about prom? Did you have Crémant at your prom?
No,
What did you have at your prom?
I didn't go. Because I said the words Gazprom, then word association, prom. Did you go to prom?
Right.
That's how we get there.
I don't listen to all of the things that are said.
The thing is, like, the vibe here today is that you've drunk a whole bottle of Crémant before I got here.
Maybe I have.
And I was worried because I'd only had a pan of choc today.
It's so French today.
A pan of choc from the pan of choc region.
Prenez le métro à la studio de podcast.
If you have a pan of choc from anywhere else, it's just a chocolate croissant. But it has to be from the pan of choc region. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuart Laws in Pano Shocker. That could be the title of the episode.
It could be.
Stuart Laws has a Pano Shocker. What is the format?
We're talking about your drink, and then later we'll talk about your topic.
Yeah. But we'll talk about feelings as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
good.
all connected because feelings are connected to everything, of course.
Well, that is true.
Yeah. I will say, when you arrived, we were already
Giddy.
in heat.
As I walked in, you all were giggling, and that felt bad
Very giggly.
because it felt like my flies were open or something like that.
I wouldn't know if they were because I didn't look.
Yeah.
But
Have you ever done a gig where they're
Yes.
laughing? All right, good. I've been Stuart Laws.
have I ever done a gig
where they're laughing in a way that you're like, there's a meta joke going on that I don't understand because I can't be killing it this hard. And then you think, oh, my fly's open.
I have actually had it when my flies have been open one time. And now, because of that, every time before I go on stage, I double check my flies. Every time.
Every time.
And the other time, not to make things too serious, sometimes I feel like I get more laughs than I deserve because they just see a camp gay man and they'll laugh at anything I say.
Sure.
Yeah. Not all the time, but sometimes.
How does that feel?
Like I'm letting down my community.
As you amp it all up. I get these sweet laughs.
I say this, and recently for my club sets, I have started by doing this motion where I go, like that. Because it's fun, and then I get all of the men in the audience to do it one by one.
That is nice.
And that eats
After
up a
the
good
show,
10 minutes.
in the green room.
No, on stage. In the green room, only anal. Gotta get that up in the spreadsheet.
Oh my God, that spreadsheet. It's so difficult to keep track of it
Yeah.
because I'm banging 24/7.
Always banging.
But you've always...
But you don't talk about it
No.
because you're
We
very
don't talk-
demure.
Have I done... I don't think I've done a routine about sex before.
Would you do sort of like a run at the fringe where it's like Stuart Laws' big sexy sex show about sex.
I love your posts where you do all the shows that you're not doing. They're so funny. Yeah.
Thank you.
And when I saw, but the problem is because I am like, addicted to hamstringing my own career by doing shows with titles that are like not commercially viable. I've had that conversation with my agent where they're like, yeah, that's good, but maybe we could just choose a title that people will want to come and see beyond 7 people. Mm-hmm. Then I see yours go out and I'm like, I'd watch every single one of these.
The annoying thing about doing all those posters for fake shows that I'm not doing is that they have gained significantly more interest than the one I'm actually doing.
What's your show called this year?
You're joking, not another one.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're joking,
Really
not
good.
another one.
In that accent?
Because the
What
meme.
font do you use?
Hang
on, what's the meme?
The meme of the woman who's being told that there's another General
yes,
Malecki
that's
happening.
good.
Yeah. No, originally the show was going to be called Big Milky Jugs, and then my husband stopped me from registering it because he thought it was a gross title. And then I said to all of my friends, like, I'm literally about to register the show. What should I? Is this a silly name? And they were like, to be honest, it was funny, the idea of you calling a show that, but actually calling your show that's a bit weird.
Yeah, I imagine the Glott family had the same thing with their kids. This would be funny. We've ruined their
Polyglot,
lives.
stop.
Please, polyglot.
It's because, yeah, glot.
Nothing works in front of Glott.
Glot.
What's it about?
What, the show?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking, I don't.
You don't know.
It's about.
It doesn't have to be about anything.
I guess it's no, but I will work it out. I have ideas of what it's about. But do you ever do that thing where you think you know what the show's going to be about, and then you start writing, and you go like, oh, it's actually like about something else.
Nope.
All right. In that
I will
case,
sometimes
yes.
no but you. I'm trying to yes and everything.
Oh, you're
But
doing.
sometimes I will shut you down.
Is that what happens when you get to what is it, level 4
Level 4 improv.
in improv?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they go like, so far it's been yes and, but what about no but?
No but. And also, now we can tell you about the aliens that live inside your blood.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you get to level 5, and instead of yes and or no but, it's shut the fuck up. Punch.
I would
Very
watch an
violent.
improv show if there was one person that was operating that only.
I feel, but isn't that a thing now of just like, we're all doing improv, but this person's really drunk, or we're all doing improv, and so is this person, who just had their first hit of meth. Or like,
First hit of meth.
their first hit of meth. They'll have more because it's
Monkey-
incredibly more.
It's Monkey Barrel 4, midnight. The whole fringe. And they're not selling any tickets.
No. And if they would, they just spend the money on meth.
Have you done meth?
No, I haven't. No. Hardest drug you've done?
MDMA.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I miss it. And I only just took it.
I took it once and... No, I've taken it twice. What's the difference between ecstasy and MDMA?
Isn't ecstasy the pill form?
What?
The region.
It's from the MDMA region. Otherwise, it's just ecstasy.
What? How do you say MDMA in French?
Oh.
Le MDMA. I think it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
Have we got an answer for what the difference between ecstasy and MDMA is? Because that is, I mean, an incredible
Google
joke.
it on the work computers.
And if there's any way of getting a pickup on that what a joke.
What a stunning...
Incredible. It's stunning. And neither of us saw it.
She's got some lovely lines in her.
Yeah. There's no difference.
Oh, then I've done it twice.
They're actually different substances.
Oh,
Ecstasy usually refers to a pill form of MDMA that is often mixed with other substances, whilst MDMA is the pure form of the drug.
That's what this motherfucker said.
pure.
But in less words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pure.
First time I took it, I was a fully grown adult. As
Same.
in, like,
Yeah, so was I, yeah. Okay.
I think I was like 38 or something like that. Basically.
Uh-huh.
And I talk about it in my show that I'm doing on Saturday night here at Monkey Barrel. But
Yes.
will have passed by the time this
It
comes out.
certainly would have.
Which might be out as a special or something at some point.
Might be
But
a
like,
special.
I hate to bloody bang on about it, but getting diagnosed as autistic as a relatively an elderly geriatric man,
Yeah.
the lead up to it was like, oh, I think I know what's going on now with my brain. And I'd always wanted to like, you know, do things like get a tattoo, try using a wok, have drugs.
Are they on the same level? Why is a wok on the same level as a tattoo and
You've got to be brave to use a wok.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's the heat that it creates. Oh my goodness me.
Yeah, but if you spill some stir fry on you could wash that off.
Yeah, but that's hot, isn't it?
You cold water.
Oh, okay, they're good. It's me trying to sort out burns in a boiling hot shower. Oh, this is making it worse. Anyway, that's when I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to do it. I was out with my friends at Bat Mitzvah, a Jewish queer night.
I've heard of that.
Very fun night. For do you know about Bat Mitzvah?
B-U-T-T.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And about a half hour after ingesting it, my friend was like, oh, are you feeling the effects of it? And we were queuing at the bar, and I was like, no, I don't think so. And she went, okay, look where your hands are. And I was just holding onto her hands at the bar like this.
Oh.
That's quite nice, isn't it?
It's quite wholesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had MDMA and I think it changed my relationship with emotions forever.
Really?
Yeah.
I was told, like, don't do too much of it too soon because it will break you.
Well, I did half
a brick.
Half a brick. I took half a brick. I took half a pill with someone and then we both found each other again. It was at a New Year's Eve party. And then we were like, I'm not really feeling anything. Are you?
Sure.
And he was like, no, I'm having a good time, but I'm not really feeling anything. Should we just do the other half? So then we took the other half and then it was like, bam, 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 bam.
Right.
I love everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to know whether I've just not taken enough. And I presume that is the case because I'm not immune from like substances. That would be mad. But I'm also just like, am I capable of those emotions anyway? Mm-hmm. Who knows?
Well, hey.
When we at the Fringe this year, do a lot of MDMA every night. Why don't we do that?
Yeah.
And if the dirty pigs are watching this right now.
And the clean pigs.
Good luck trying to get us. Because we run so fast. And we both can do a pull-up.
Can actually.
Yeah.
Did we do pull-ups at the last Fringe? We did, didn't we?
We weren't even on drugs.
No.
I don't think.
No performance enhancing or reducing drugs.
Yeah. We just started doing it. Well, something's going on in our brains that we both just started doing pull-ups off of a beam.
We saw a beam. We have bodies. Put two and two together.
Pull-up central.
Yeah. How many can you do in a row?
Not bad now.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I could do 8.
Wow. I think my best ever was like 6 or 7. So that is like, you're in good shape. You're in good shape.
My lats are very sore.
You know what I want is those ones that go there. You know those?
Those are your lats, no?
Are those
the one that give you wings?
Yeah,
kind of thing. Yeah. Your lats, your delts.
Well, you have to do shrugs for them, I think.
That's for your... Oh, yeah, that's for the ones on the back.
Oh. Okay, well, I obviously know nothing.
We practice pull-ups and nothing else.
But we can run very fast.
Yeah. Yeah, we can.
Imagine. I mean, a police officer who gives a shit about that. About two...
I don't know if they chase us.
Two, like, very relatively unthreatening gents having a nice evening together.
Yeah.
And be like, we're going to arrest you boys. But then being out sprinted by us.
Which, if anything, would just mean that we're having a delightful time.
We're going to do the Holyrood 5K.
We simply must wrap up the conversation about Crémant.
Oh, is that? Have we been talking about Crémant?
Yeah. This whole time we've been talking about Crémant. Do you treat it as a celebration drink or a recreational drink?
So I do have it a little bit more as a celebration thing. So I recently went away with my partner, the wonderful Chloe Radcliffe, stand-up comedian. And she was here for like 8 days. Mm-hmm. We hadn't seen each other for 5-6 weeks.
Yeah.
And then she's back in May. Lovely stuff. But we had this little short time. And it's so difficult when you're both comics, because you can always be working the whole time. There's always something to be doing, or like we're writing, a project together at the moment where you're like that time can bleed in. So I booked us a night away in Oxford in this weird place that turned out to be Narnia influenced. So we stayed in Mr. Tumnus's cave.
Oh.
And then there was a tennis court and a hot tub and a sauna outside in like beautiful.
Oh, okay, that I'm on board with.
Really nice. But the actually I can play the video of what the place looks like, because it's a fun place to stay. Anyway, I took the Crémant. I took a bottle of Crémant
with you.
Yeah, to be like, this is a fun thing to celebrate, because we've both had some career successes recently.
Oh, that is a cave.
And we cooked up a nice dinner in Mr. Tumnus's cave.
Oh, that fireplace is a man's mouth.
Yes.
Great.
And then we watched Adolescence episode 4 in that bed. And shared a bottle of Crémant in the hot tub.
So it's not just a celebration thing. It's also just like let's appreciate the good time.
Yeah,
we're having a good time. This is to acknowledge it.
And I think it's important, especially when you work in an industry where all of the successes then blur into the next thing you need to do.
Yeah.
And it's like you have that success, but that actually just unlocks a new area of work that you didn't know existed before. And sometimes it's important, I think, to be like, no, we've had a couple of nice milestones and we should stop, reflect, enjoy.
It's like it's a bookmark.
Exactly.
Pop a bookmark there.
But with Crémant.
Crémant.
And we did Coke. No, we'd never do Coke. What's your thoughts on Coke?
Not for me.
Yeah.
But then I worked for a year in an investment bank. So I worked around people who were on Coke all of the time.
It's horrifying when people are on Coke. One of the worst.
Yeah, because it makes like a sort of cunty person even cuntier.
Yeah.
And that's the last thing they need.
I remember flirting with someone once, and I was at a party in 2 North Down. Actually, it was Pets's birthday. I want to say 2022, 2021, 2022, something like that. I was having a nice flirt with this person. We'd been getting on all night. We'd come from another party. Lovely stuff. And then I sort of bumped into them on the stairs, and they were like blah, 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 just talking like nonsense. But I was like, I think I'm drunk and I'm not understanding what they're saying. So I'm going to really zone in. Mm-hmm. And then was like, this is not making any sense at all. And then I looked at their nose and it was all bloodshot. And I was like,
Their
I felt
nose
like
was bloodshot.
Yeah, they had like various, like, I could see veins pop up in there. And I was like, oh my God, I think I've worked out. What was I, like 37 at the time? I think this person's on drugs.
I think they might have taken a cocaine.
They've taken a little sweet of cocaine. And then I was like, oh, this is great, because now I know I don't have to try so hard, because they're not going to remember a single thing that's happening right now.
That's so true.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
I made sure they're okay. Found a friend of theirs who knew them better and was like, I think they're having a little freak out. Do you want to go and make sure they're okay? Mm-hmm. And then they were taken home very swiftly.
Okay.
They'd had a bad reaction to cocaine.
Oh.
Kids, winners don't do drugs.
It's still 2 fingers.
Winners don't do drugs.
Okay. Interesting 3 fingers, but leave out that one. Live long and prosper.
Winners don't do drugs.
Only anal on the Enterprise. This is going to be a really hard pivot.
Yes, here we go.
Because we stopped talking about your drink now. We've stopped talking about various recreational drugs.
Yeah. I also just think it's morally wrong. I do think cocaine is morally wrong.
Morally wrong?
Yeah.
Because of where it comes from?
Yeah, the amount of like death associated with it and destruction is like morally real bad to justify it. You have to switch. And I know like a lot of us have things that are morally deeply wrong, iPhones, for example.
I was going to say because of the cobalt.
But there are like functional uses for it that cocaine doesn't have a functional use beyond.
Yeah, like
turning
with
you
an
into a brick.
iPhone, it's a nice flat surface to do lines of cocaine off.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think I agree. It's one of the ones that I would just never.
Yeah. And if someone out there really
Never
wanted
do.
to build up a case where they could take me down for that and for hypocrisy and stuff like that, good on you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not coming back on that. I'm sure you can find something
What, where you've done cocaine?
No, but like where I'm being hypocritical about that and being like holier than thou.
Yeah, but people are allowed to change.
Thank you.
People are allowed to change.
And talking of change, how about
We're going to change the topic to birds.
seabirds?
Seabirds specifically.
Yeah. Seabirds, as in cocaine birds. This
Right.
is about birds that have ingested cocaine.
Could
and
you
then
train
gone-
a seagull to carry drugs?
You probably could, couldn't you?
Right.
Because then it's a nice little wink to be like, because there's no such thing as a seagull, by the way. That's not a bird.
Well, ease us into the topic. There's no such thing as a seagull.
There's no such thing as a seagull. That's a colloquial term to sort of refer to a whole breed of gulls.
Right.
But there's no bird that is officially called a seagull.
So when people say seagull,
I think they mean a herring gull.
a herring gull.
Yeah. Should we get a picture of a herring gull up? Just pop it here.
Do you know what? We'll just, yeah. Lovely.
There we go. Yeah, the herring gull.
Right. Okay. Yeah. One of those has definitely nicked a pasty off me in the past.
Yeah, and so you could be like, oh yeah, I got a seagull working for me, but it's a letter C gull, and it's bringing cocaine.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But you could also. That's fun. Then you can't sort of. You're sort of being vague about the exact species.
Yeah, so them dirty pigs and the clean ones can't get you because they're
Yeah.
like, oh, even if one's an ornithologist and it's like, there's no such thing technically as a seagull, and you go,
Because every police department in the country does have a sort of on-site ornithologist.
you need an expert there just in case.
Yeah. And every time there's been like a homicide, he just pops in and goes like, "Any chance it was the birds?"
No, not this time, Terry. Okay,
Fair enough.
I'll be at home. You know where I am. Also, I've just remembered I had crack once. Not on purpose.
Is crack not cocaine in some way?
Yeah, it's in the same
Because Whitney
family.
Houston would always say crack cocaine.
Yeah, so it's
She wouldn't
like
always say it. She'd sing sometimes.
It's remarkable that song was at #1 for as long as it was. She will always love crack cocaine.
She will always love crack cocaine. Yeah.
Not on purpose, but basically you can't go for a run in New York City without accidentally ingesting crack at some point.
Oh, really?
And I only found that. So I did a lovely run with my friend Brian. Big shout out to Brian Berlin. If you're listening, boy, big fan. And this camera as well.
Friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod, Brian Berlin. He's
What
got
a
his own
name.
pod. Yeah, what a name, actually.
Brian Berlin.
And he's American.
Okay.
And it's spelt, Brian spelt, not how you'd think.
Oh, okay. Right. No. Okay. B. Am I right so far? R.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y.
Because I gotta. Yeah, correct.
Wait. Sandy. I've got another one for you.
Do you know my Wi-Fi is called Wi-Fi because I gotta?
That's fun.
Yeah, so whenever anyone says why, I will say that more often than not. And then
Yeah.
most of the time people go, what? Ignore me. Sometimes I'm just doing stuff for myself.
You're two
lot.
beats ahead of the joke. They're still thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's because you're on crack.
Oh yeah, so me and Brian, we did a two bridges run. So we did the Williamsburg and the Brooklyn Bridge, I think. Very fun, very nice. You run into Manhattan and then across into Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So you start in Queens, into Manhattan, across into Brooklyn. Lovely, lovely bit of business. And then we were running on this, pavements get pretty full at times. And then I think it was in Chinatown. There was like, those little New York steps down into like an apartment sort of thing.
Like a sub-level apartment.
Yeah. And there was someone sort of sat there smoking crack.
Sure.
And I was running pretty close to it. And just as I got close, you're breathing hard, you're having a run. Just blew an enormous plume of crack into my face.
Is that how you do crack?
That's how they do it.
You breathe in crack smoke.
And you breathe in crack smoke.
How did you feel?
I got a PB.
No, it's not. So we're actually running out of time.
Oh, we're running out of time. Let's talk about seabirds.
Quick, 10 birds that are your favourite seabirds?
Okay, puffins.
Okay.
Razor bills.
Right.
Kittiwakes.
Okay.
Oh my
Kitty
goodness.
sleeps?
Kitty sleeps. Herring gulls.
Hi, Sandy. I had to call you on another phone. I've got another one.
So basically, I went to the Isle of May.
There's no time.
Oh, wait, okay.
Do the other
keep-
6.
I can't. I'm now panicking. Like an albatross, obviously, a gannet.
Yeah.
Oh my god, what are they? Cormorants, shags. They're different.
Do they?
Cormorant shag. And 2 out of every 100 is anal. No, cloaca, of course, is a vagina and a anal.
And we thank them for their
This one's for you,
service.
God. They're the bird god, of course.
Yeah.
Well, who is the bird god? There must be one in Norse mythology. Odin. Odin will be.
The god of birds.
Yeah, because Odin has a raven. So Odin must be the god of birds in some way.
We have family in Boston that train pigeons.
To do what?
Race.
To race.
Yeah.
To do the Boston Marathon.
Yeah. They've got a very unfair advantage.
But they have to do it in costume as a human. For charity.
Yeah.
It's for charity.
Yeah.
I went to the Isle of May. I saw a load of seabirds.
Uh-huh.
It's this beautiful island off the coast of North Berwick, and then you get a boat across to it, and you spend. Basically, what the fun thing about it is, it's a small nature reserve with like a couple of cottages and a lighthouse, and it's only scientists that live there. But
Yeah.
you can go across. You get there, and then so many places are very like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. Be very careful. You get off the boat, and they're like, right, meet back here in 2 hours.
Well, they just let you...
Just knock about. You could run from one side of the island to the other in about 4 minutes.
Right.
So it's a very small island, but like there's loads of cool little areas that you can go and hang out and just watch seabirds and seals, and you can see dolphins and porpoises and things like that off the coast.
Is there a cafe?
No cafe.
What
You
if
have to
get
take your
hungry?
own food.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do people live on the island or no?
Only the scientists that are like studying the birds and things like that.
Oh, so they've got
studying
food.
the birds. We know what's going on.
Are they fucking the birds?
No, they're studying the birds. I cannot understand how I could have made that clearer.
I thought you were doing this.
Yeah, because they are academics. Academics. How many people watch this versus listen to it? What's the percentage split?
Oh, that's a great question that we've never thought to answer.
Because I'm doing a lot of visual stuff in this episode. I would say if you're
Hey.
listening to this,
Hey.
go and watch it next.
I think you're doing a lot of oral stuff as well.
Oh!
And I'm not just thinking about your spreadsheet. I mean oral as in like AURAL.
Oh, that's nice. Hang on, I'll do something for the for people who really like ASMR stuff.
Yeah. Polly?
What do you need to know about birds then?
How did you get into birds?
I was a member of the RSPB as a kid. I was a young ornithologist, and I was one of the first people to see an osprey lay an egg in the UK for like decades. This would have been in the early 90s. They'd sort of largely been sort of forced out of the UK, and there was one in Wales that had a nest, and it was like a big deal that it had returned.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now the osprey is not thriving, but it's, I don't know if you know the osprey, it's a bird of prey, but it largely feeds on fish and things like that. So it's a marine bird of prey.
Okay.
So, yeah, it spends a lot of time around the water.
Getting wet. Eating fish.
Getting wet, eating fish. Like a rich person in Martha's Vineyard, if you know what I mean.
Whose vineyard?
Martha's Vineyard.
Where's Martha's Vineyard?
In upstate New York, I think, or up the East Coast.
Martha Stewart?
No, I don't think it's Martha Stewart. It's like a posh area of America.
Oh.
Yeah, where a lot of like poshos. Like I feel like the Great Gatsby is probably set
like,
around there.
Is it like a Napa Valley thing?
Yeah,
I know that's
but the
somewhere
other
else,
side,
but like...
that's the West Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
God, I know a lot about America. I should have said America.
You should have.
But seabirds.
Seabirds.
You know what
When
I'm
you
like? I see birds and I appreciate what they look like.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah. I think they're
what do you
beautiful.
do when you see birds?
So I went on it was so fun and so nice and they're majestic.
Are they?
They are. Also, I'd never seen a puffin in real life, and my show at the Edinburgh Fringe this year is about the time that I was the caretaker of an island of puffins for 4 months. and one of them went missing, and I decided to solve that mystery by working hand in hand with the puffins that I was friends with.
That's like that film.
No, don't tell me that now. I've written it, and it's listed. And if I've ripped this off from something, I'm going to be so
no,
livid.
because I don't think it could have the same ending.
Okay.
But Detective Pikachu.
Oh, yeah.
But that's, I mean, spoilers. It turns out there was something turning humans into Pokemon.
Sure.
And so his dad was the Pikachu the whole time, and that's why the Pikachu could talk English.
That feeling when your dad was the Pikachu all along.
Yeah.
Wow. No, that's not the ending of mine, that my dad was Pikachu the whole time. But it's fair to say there's some subtextual stuff happening. That's fair to say.
Something below the surface.
Yeah, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Like it's not obvious,
Yeah.
but it is there.
But it will become obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you want it to.
When you want it to.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Anyway, it's a break in style for me. It's a theatre stand-up hybrid.
Fuck.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Both?
It's both at the same time, and there will be a co-star
Oh.
who's not yet cast.
Human?
Human playing
Human.
all the puffins, basically.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
What accents do puffins have?
That will be very much up to them. I'm very much not a director who wants to impose specifics. I'm trusting your talent.
I feel like a director would do that, though.
Well, Scorsese would.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Woody Allen wouldn't.
No. Okay.
And I think that which one's best?
Scorsese.
Scorsese, yeah.
Scorsese.
So I should impose. I should say, what would a puffin accent be? Because they spend a lot of time up in Iceland, but they spend a lot of time in Scotland.
Do they?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So sort of an Icelandic Scottish hybrid.
Yeah, maybe.
That'd be quite nice. Do you want to give it a go?
No. No.
If I'd asked you at the start of this podcast, you'd have said yes.
Why?
Because it was giddy season.
Oh, it was giddy season, but we were different people back then.
It's so long ago.
Yeah. I hadn't done crack.
It's because it smells like weird. It smells like burnt plastic and quite sweet.
Crack.
Yeah.
Not puffins.
Because I'm not puffins. Puffins smell of ammonia because of their shitting, because they shit everywhere.
I thought piss smelled of ammonia.
Yeah. But those are two separate things. I think two things. Like, for example, ammonia can also smell of ammonia.
Piss is different to poo. We're learning.
But also, a puffin's poo is piss and poo at the same time.
What?
Because it all comes out the cloaca.
Right. Okay.
It's sort of a hybrid. Like my show is a stand-up comedy theatre hybrid.
Slick.
Tickets now at edfringe.com.
Very smooth.
Like shit from a puffin's ass.
Like a cloaca.
Big shout out to Cloaca.
Sister of Polly. Cloaca glot.
Cloaca glot. Polly, Mono, and Cloaca.
We have to stop talking about birds.
You have to stop talking about, but we barely started talking about birds.
What happened is we had too much fun.
We had a lot of fun, actually.
And sometimes when we're having fun, I just forget that there's a format to the show.
Now, I'll say something. I've done a lot of podcasts recently because I've been on tour. I've had a special out.
Sure.
And so I've done a lot of like podcasts that people are like, you know, when people can sense that you're on the promo train, they'll be like, hey, you want to do this? Uh-huh. And I would say I got into a bit of a groove of doing them, and this has got me out of the groove.
Why do you feel uneasy now?
No, because all of them I've been like, no, you got to be on your best behavior, because I've often, you know, you're meeting the host for the first time, or you're talking about mental health in a way you're like, come on, man.
None of that.
That's too serious.
Talk about crack. Talk about puffins.
And now I'm like, this
Talk
is
about
the
anal.
sweet spot.
Yeah.
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 And talking of sweet spots, what time's your show on at the Edinburgh Fringe this year?
We're not at the plugs bit yet.
Oh, right,
We're not
okay.
at the plugs bit yet. I've got something I have
There's
to
another
do with
format thing.
There's another format point. There's another... Oh, hang on. I was Googling someone that we were gossiping about before the show. I'll just delete that. Michael McIntyre. No, it
Send
wasn't.
in your guesses. Comments below. Who were we gossiping about pre-show?
I'll give you a clue. It's a person.
It's a person.
Yep.
And they used to be pretty good at comedy.
This is quickfire feelings.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I did. Yeah, I do know this.
Oh, okay, fun.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just I'm going to say these things. You tell me how they make you feel. And you say as little or as much as you like.
And I look at both cameras
Never stop.
as often as I can.
You also have to look at me once every 5 seconds. Yeah, lovely. Okay. How do you feel about dark chocolate?
I feel like it's me trying to be professional and like grown up.
Okay. All right.
But I will take a dairy milk every day of the week. Even
Yeah.
when people are like, oh, you should try this Belgian chocolate. I'm like, yeah, but I could also have dairy milk with crunchy bits in it.
When you say Belgian,
Yeah.
do you mean like the seashell one?
I mean, that is nice, obviously.
They are good.
But like, you know, when they say like, here's a block of milk chocolate and it's from Belgium and it costs, 30 quid for a bar and I have it, I'm like,
I'm not
you know what would be
doing that.
nicer?
I'm not
A
doing
bit of dairy milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheap and cheerful. This Dubai chocolate.
Oh, no, thank you.
Can't even get a hold of it.
No, thank
so
you.
expensive. Oh, it's only £21 on the TikTok shop.
Yeah.
No.
Pathetic. You're pathetic if you're
Shut
into
that
that.
up, you cloaca. How do you feel about Scotch tape?
I don't like the sound it makes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have that sound thing? What's misphonia or something?
No, I don't have that, but I do have sensory issues as an autistic lad. Yeah. But
Okay.
it just is sort of slightly uneasy making that sound. So if I'm wrapping a present, it's sort of like, in fact, I remember one Christmas Eve, about midnight, I was watching a Justin Theroux, Louis Theroux documentary, really one of the really bleak ones, at like midnight, basically tipping into Christmas Day, wrapping presents with Scotch tape. And I just thought, as I was doing that by myself, just thought, how did life work out so well?
There's something quite nice about that.
I quite like wrapping presents, but the sound of the tape is the stressful bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
How do you feel about ghosts?
Don't believe in them.
We'll move on.
Not even a single emotion when people are like, oh, this place is spooky. I'm like, well, it's not, obviously.
How do you feel about a sucky yogurt?
I hate that so much.
That's not even the name I came up with them. That's what they're called.
They're called sucky yogurts.
A yogurt in a bag that you can suck out.
I hate it. I genuinely hate that. Like, when I dropped Chloe at the airport the other day, she took her Greek yogurt with her because she wanted to just finish it before she went through security.
Sure.
And she took it, they now just have the peel back lids. She took that in one of her like hats, like a beanie hat.
Yeah.
As like a way of like, in case it spilled, it would spill into the hat. Oh. And it put me on such edge because she's got stuff with food, she's so like casual and grubby.
Yeah. She's so casual and
She's
grubby.
so casual and grubby with
She's so
food
fucking casual and grubby.
that it puts my teeth on edge sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah.
How do you feel about doilies?
No, don't like that.
No.
That feels like, I know my nan used to have them and there was a lot of nice jokes in Father Ted back when, we didn't know what a disaster zone that was behind the scenes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was confused where that was going and now I understand. Yes.
That's funny to play to an American.
What,
who
Father
has never
Ted?
seen, just to be like, here, watch this. And then she's like, what? It's crazy that your country, and obviously that's not our country, but like, she's made that mistake.
What, that we'd make fun of?
Of putting Ireland and the UK together. And I'm like, don't do that.
No.
Don't do that. No. Anyway, doilies, I feel like are very Father Ted coded, but also my nan coded. And both seemed good when I was younger, and turns out as you get older, they're not as good.
Was your nan Graham Linehan?
Yeah, but dressed up as a nan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he'd already started back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those, isn't it, where you just go like, how, oh my God, what happened? And you're like, oh no, it was there.
Yeah, it was always there.
Yeah.
It was always there.
Louis C.K., it was there.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
It was there. And people didn't want it to be.
They didn't want it to be.
And he wouldn't put it away. Well, that's a good note to end the episode on.
Any more questions?
No, that's it, actually.
What's the biggest emotion you've ever felt? What's the thing that's sideswiped you the most? Biggest, like, whoa. Whammo.
I feel like given I did a show about my mum last year, it'd probably be silly not to say grief.
Yeah.
But also joy.
Nice.
Because she was an incredibly cruel woman. No, joy at like other things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
What about
nice.
you?
I think because it's as someone who's done a show about grief, long grief, the concept of this thing that will never leave you.
Oh,
and
like
will-
long COVID.
Yeah,
Long
and will
grief.
give you sort of like aerobic issues. But I would also say football, to give this a bit of structure. It's given me stuff that I'm just like, how, like England winning against Switzerland on penalties.
Yeah.
And it upset my partner at one point when I just said, I can't believe, like, so few things give me a positive feeling like this. Yes, we're on her side on this one. And then I had to say I was also drunk, and I was like using hyperbole for some sort of comedy element to it, but I was like giddy on it.
Yes.
And I am so rarely a person who is giddy.
It's in the moment.
Yeah.
A giddiness is
So
in the moment.
I am so
Yeah.
rarely in the moment, and that is, there's so many like processing details happening all the time.
Yeah.
So when I'm in the moment, it feels like pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
How's that for an ending?
Fuck. Have you had a nice time?
I've had a lovely time.
That's great. Is there anything you'd like to plug for the listeners?
Come and see me.
When?
3 p.m.
What
every
day?
day at the Edinburgh Fringe.
Yeah.
Sundays to Thursdays, I'm doing this play stand-up hybrid. But then Fridays and Saturdays, I'm doing a show where it's not planned. It's a stand-up show, but it's thoroughly not planned. So it could be
Improv?
anything. It won't be. It would be me improvising comedy, but I don't want to use the word improv because that sort of gives the implication there'll be games or stuff like that. But
It's still stand up.
it's stand-up, and it might be that I end up doing an hour of stand-up I've already written because that's where the vibe takes it. But it might be that someone says something in the audience, or we do something and then we go off on different tangents. We
Right.
just don't know. Fridays and
don't
Saturdays,
know.
a bit of chaos.
You're giving them everything.
Yeah, that's it.
Like the Spice
Also, I
Girls.
just didn't want to on a Friday and a Saturday in the Tron do a play. That's football vibes there.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
but not in the room. You're not going to play football in the room.
But I feel like from my Saturday experiences, they want something a bit more. They were always, especially Saturday, those were the shows that got derailed the most. And I like that. But I was like, I don't think in stand-up you can get derailed and it's fun. But
Yeah.
if you're doing a play, stand-up plays hybrid, you can't derail that because
You got to get on with the play.
you got to get on with the play.
You've got to get on with the play.
So Sunday to Thursdays for the cultured crowd, and then Fridays and Saturdays for the little dumb fucks.
For the dirty pigs. Clean pigs the rest of the week, dirty pigs then.
Perfect.
Lovely. I'm also at the Fringe in the Tron
Yes.
at 1:30. 5.
We're going to be
1:35.
interacting every day. We will be.
Just doing drugs every day. Doing drugs, going for a jog. And if you'd like to see that, then you can get tickets to all of that. All of that.
Do the double bill.
The double bill. Do the classic Lake Laws.
Yeah. It's a Lake Laws double bill, and
Yeah.
Puffins feature in mine, so that's a bill as well, isn't it? They've
Yeah.
got bills
They do have bills.
to pay.
And
Will this ever end? I feel like we've hit
the episode
12
is-
endings.
We could do a choose your own. Choose your own ending. You can follow the podcast. You can. Why now? You can follow the podcast at I've Had a Rosé for little juicy little clips and extra bits. And please subscribe to the Patreon.
You get to subscribe to the Patreon. You find out how often I do anal.
Yeah. It's more or less than you think. One of the two. I've had a Crémant. We've had a Crémant.
Crémant, Crémant, Crémant.
We'll see you for another episode next week.
Abaseki.